What's up, y'all? It's your boy Nick with another video. This is gonna be on the snapper, part 3 of snapper number 2. I gotta do some work on the deck. Let me show you what I'm working with. So the decks on these snappers are pretty tough. I mean, this thing weighs about 80 pounds by itself, just the deck. So they're pretty tough. So I was surprised to see this one is in bad a shape as it is. And probably the previous owner was snagging it or running over some roots in the yard, tree stumps or whatever. And you can see tore it up pretty bad. So my plan is to try to get this straightened up as best I can and weld this little crack here that I got. And down here, you can see there's a hole that went right through the deck. So I'm gonna try to take some sheet metal, cover it up, and tack weld it in place and see if I can get that fixed. And here on this corner, you can see that's separated. So I'm gonna take a hammer and try to bend that back as close as I can get it and try to weld that back up and, you know, things like that. So that's my plan with that. And like I said, I am not a carpenter and I'm definitely like a auto body repair guy for sure. But I'm gonna do the best I can on it and make us look good as I can, and we'll go from there. So depending on how smooth I can get this, if I have to do some cutting on some of these rough edges here, I'm gonna take this piece of metal and get it here and bend it to shape and weld it in place, and that will kind of cover up this bottom edge is what my plan is. So we'll see if I can get this bent and fabricated, weld it in, paint it, and make it look as good as we can. All right, so I decided not to cut any of the metal off and just bent it down as best I could with what I was working with. So I believe when I put the trim piece on, it will cover that up and I'll just weld it to it. Right now, I'm just gonna weld a couple of corners of the deck up that were split and go from there. All right, we got that little split in the deck welded up. Came out a little spotty, but it's at an awkward angle. But we got the job done. It'll work. So I got this strip piece kind of clamped on the bottom of the deck so you guys can kind of get the concept of where I'm going with it, to give it a little trim around the bottom edge. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit overnight and let this piece of scrap metal mold to the deck. It's got a lot of stress on it. I don't have one of those fancy bending machines to kind of bend it and mold it to the shape of the deck. So these clamps will hold it and let it sit overnight and mold. And then I'll trim when I need to trim and do some welding, paint it up, and hopefully it'll be good to go. All right, I got it somewhat even and got this piece of scrap metal held on by all these clamps. So I'm gonna get the welder out and start tack welding and start moving the clamps a little bit by a little bit, and hopefully it'll stay by itself. All right, it was hard to get some connections on these welds, but I think I've got it all connected. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this rust prevention, keep it protected so it won't rust out before I can get some pretty red paint back on it eventually. See, now we got us a strong bar at the bottom of the deck. We've got it painted and protected for now. So the other hole that I have to address is on the deck is this down here, this rust hole. But I think what I'm gonna do is take this sheet metal here, cut me a piece out, and instead of trying to weld this, because it's so thin, it's probably just gonna burn through, I'm gonna try to rivet this into place. You know, something like that. All right, I got my sheet metal clamped in place. These are the size rivets I'm gonna be using. Got my Anktall heavy duty rivet gun, Amazon special. So let me drill my holes, pilot holes for the rivets, and I'll get this thing riveted in, and hopefully everything will hold. All right, that should hold it. Not a bad patch job. Covers the hole. So I'll get some paint on that and go from there. So I decided to sand it down a little bit and clean underneath the deck and spray it with some Rust-Oleum green, because that's all I had. But let's be realistic about one thing. It'll protect it a little bit, but by the time you're mowing grass and hitting sticks and cutting wet grass and cleaning underneath, it's only gonna stay so long. I don't care what kind of protectant you put under it, it's gonna wear it off. But, you know, it'll last a little bit. Shoot, there you go. Got the blade back on, it's sharpened, and underneath this deck is done. Hey y'all, so y'all know I've been keeping y'all up to speed on these houses being built behind our neighborhood. Remember those ones with just being framed and they had the roof on? Look, done. Look at that. Siding on, driveways in, done. Now, right behind your boy Nick, here's my fence here. Look right there. I already got this land cleared. The house will be going up soon there. So, I'm telling you, man, it don't take long. So by the next video, I guarantee you, a house will be being framed up right here behind me. One there, one lot there. Goes all the way down to a cul-de-sac. All the way down to the end. Man, can't do nothing around here. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Since I'm finished with the bottom end of the deck and everything's turning out good so far. Hey, y'all like the video, man, please hit the like, share it out, you know, try to get some more subscribers, get this thing going. Old Nick appreciate it. And we'll keep working on the snapper. But anyway, I'll go ahead and see y'all on the next one.